New tonight, a Sunday night homicide investigation at a church in High Point is underway as police say officers responded to a report of shots fired outside of Living Water Baptist Church. This is located on Brentwood Street. There they found a male dead at the scene, and they have not been able to identify that male yet. Officers also found another victim with minor injuries. Police haven't said how they were injured. Police expect to have more information tomorrow, and we are staying on top of any new developments. A few hours later, Greensboro police responded to a shooting. It happened just after 6 on Tuscaloosa Street near downtown. Officers found 2 people shot in the legs. They were both taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And in Winston-Salem, a man is in the hospital with stab wounds. Police say the victim was stabbed just before 8 this evening near North Patterson Avenue and Northwest Boulevard. They tell us the victim got into an argument with another man. The victim walked away and then 2 people attacked him from behind. He's now at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. President-elect Joe Biden is preparing to make his way to the White House, but President Trump isn't ready to concede the race just yet. Matt Pritchard is in Washington with a closer look at what we could expect this week.
Talitha, we'll soon hear more about Joe Biden's transition plans as President Trump vows to fight the results of the 2020 election. The current president and president-elect each spending Sunday their own way. Donald Trump on the golf course, Joe Biden attending church and laying out his plans for transition of power.
Joe Biden is going to make good on his promises on the campaign trail.
Biden is expected to name members of his coronavirus task force on Monday, said to be included a former Surgeon General and FDA commissioner. He's also set to name a chief of staff to assist with the transition effort.
Joe Biden has noted that there are a number of things that we need to tackle and do and that we'll need to start on day one.
And while that process begins,
at this point it would be wrong for him to concede.
President Trump and his lawyers are still in the election fight, planning legal action for the week ahead.
I think the first lawsuit will be Pennsylvania, the second will either be Michigan or Georgia, and over the course of the week we should get it all pulled together.
Steps some Republicans are behind.
70 million Americans voted for Donald Trump, and they and the president deserve to have this process play out.
While Democrats argue it's time to recognize the results.
We had better get hold of ourselves and this country and stop catering to the whims of one person.
As some are urging the Trump administration to recognize Joe Biden as president-elect to free up government funds so that the transition process can fully begin. In Washington, Matt Pritchard, WXII 12 News.
All right, thank you, Matt. This weekend, as electoral votes weighed in favor of Joe Biden, emotions ranged from praise to protests as victory unfolded for the Biden-Harris ticket. But for historically black colleges and universities, including here in the Triad, there was a third emotion: pride through representation. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris graduated from Howard University in 1986, making her the first HBCU grad to be elected to the VP position. Today, we spoke with the chancellor of Winston-Salem State University. Chancellor Elwood Robinson says that he met the California senator in 2019 during the White House fly-in in Washington. He says for him, there's a great sense of relief in hearing the projected outcome of the 2020 presidential race. He says having an HBCU alum and a woman who is the daughter of a Jamaican and South Asian immigrants as vice president opens up limitless possibilities for a new generation of students and alums alike.
You can be whatever you want to be. That if you come to an institution like Winston-Salem State, North Carolina A&T, or any of the great HBCU universities in North Carolina or around this country, that you can rise to be the highest level anywhere in America. And that's a very strong message for people to see.
Chancellor Robinson says he has no doubt Harris will continue to represent what he calls the HBCU family well on a global stage. He also says that he looks forward to having future conversations with the first presumptive Madam Vice President about HBCU funding and representation. Well, folks, you can get more in-depth breakdown of key races in our state and pretty much across the country right now on our website. Plus, make sure you sign up for alerts on the free WXI 12 News mobile app to stay up to date with the very latest election news and information. Happening now, Guilford County deputies are looking for this missing person. 57-year-old Anthony Wayne Jones is believed to have a cognitive impairment. He was last seen on Maury Road in Climax. He has a partially bald head with long gray hair and a long gray beard. If you have any information about Anthony Jones and where he might be, call police right away.